Hey guys, today's daily dose is about limitations and breaking through those limitations. Those limitations that we put on ourselves. And what I mean by that is, I caught myself doing it actually the other day, and it's just so obvious to me now to watch myself do this and see how so many people are doing this on a regular basis and not realizing that they don't have to do this anymore. And that is putting limits on what something means. Putting limits on what happens to you means this or that. Putting a thought attached, which then is a feeling, attachment to what happens or occurs in your life. And so that creates big limitations. Something happened this morning, and it's funny, I was talking to my acupuncturist about it, and she was like, girl, this is what you talk about all the time. Just apply it to yourself. And I was like, ooh, I love that. And what we were talking about is how this morning something happened. There was like a few jobs that I was on hold to model for, and all three of those jobs got pushed. And I was like, what? That is so strange that they all got pushed. What does that mean? So initially I start looking for an answer of what that could mean is this. What we do is we start looking for proof of a limiting belief or something we think is the reason, rather than just letting it be. You know, I love how Rumi always talked about there's no good, bad, right, wrong. It's thought that makes it so. So if the three jobs were just to move all of a sudden, okay, they moved. Maybe there was this bigger universal plan that I had to do something else those days, or it's so funny. But my initial thought was, well, did I not manifest that enough? Did I not? And the funny thing about that is we A, make ourselves to blame, but B, what we really are to blame for is the limiting belief we're putting on it in the first place. There is no reason why. There is, and if there is, it's not a negative thing ever. And that's just us. So if we were to look at the universal truth of things, the universal laws and universal truth are always in alignment with love. So if that's true, you know that everything is always happening for your highest good, and it's hard to really understand when you feel like something really bad is happening. But there might be a highest good that you don't know about, and this is where limitation comes in, because we think we need to know, or we think we do know, and then we limit the potential by putting the energy out there of, well, it must have happened because of this. Then what you're doing is attracting more of that proof that you're right, it did happen because of this. Instead of doing that, say, oh, must be an opportunity. So those three jobs, myself as an example, were put on hold and for the future, and that's all I need to know. They were put on hold for a future date that will be decided soon. And I think for me, the test of the universe in this situation was, you need to start realizing, Candace, that everything you think is so, since you do have wisdom, you think you know sometimes, is not always so. And what is so is there's a higher power, and there's a truth, a higher reason for things that we may not ever know. And so instead of thinking we know because of a past experience or because of a pattern or a trigger, because this is what I feel it seems like, or intuitively, put that out there in your head and then say, well, if that's not loving, it's absolutely not the truth. And maybe it's this, but I'm open to whatever really is. So just your daily dose for today is limitations, how to break those limitations and not put them on ourselves anymore so we can actually attract our abundance. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.